Hello everybody, welcome back to Language, Litigation, and Integration Part 200, Capital Punishment. As always, as I'm your host, Bradley Bowes. My constitutional rights, Article 1, Section 8, Subsection 7 of the United States Constitution is directly violated. I have a right to my writings and my discoveries, as well as the Fifth Amendment of the United States grants me compensation for distribution of private property for public use. All of the accrediting universities and bodies are distributing my property. Everybody in academia is aware of it, and nobody can find a way to pay me or give me a time frame. So as always, we start off with a legal citation, but today we'll be discussing capital punishment, relevant and random stories, and any current events and talking points. So give you some updates on some stories. Again, I got threatened by my neighbor once again. I told you about me standing outside, literally just standing outside enjoying the day, and they thought I was like staring at them, and I stand outside or sit outside and do derivation pretty much most of the day. I do my work in the morning, I wake up, I watch my movie from 7 till 10, do my review on that, either do reading, this, music, something else, right around 12 or 1 o'clock. I'm going to go do the rest of my chores, and then I'm pretty much done applying to jobs, stuff like that, but can't get a single interview. I've applied to hundreds of jobs, literally sent applications like anything that applies to your organization, please give me an opportunity. Again, my father built the career of the shooting coach, Peter Patton, that works for Mark Cuban. I'm open to any job, I'm open to any opportunity. I'm trying to collect my property. The property I do have is being destroyed. And my life is absolutely fucked. Yeah, baby, work hard, be a good person, and all the pathetic people just get offended by you and say you're a threat and then just scapegoat you. I mean, there was no way out of this shit for me. So, I'm just, can't believe I've literally made a legal lecture series at 200 parts about having my constitutional rights violated, and then Americans or just anybody acts like there's rights or rules. There aren't. There just isn't. And so, I wanted to start off by getting threatened again. Me not getting paid has been endangering my life continuously for my entire life. I have been neglected and abused by every sort of authoritative figure that I've ever been exposed to my entire life. And so, obviously I ring up the FBI multiple times a day. I'm actually trying to collect my property. I actually own a business in Columbus, Ohio that I cannot advertise properly. I actually have multiples worth of PhDs research derivation done that has financial value as a contractual obligation. Restricting my credentials has ruined my ability to get any sort of meaningful job or collect my property or invest. And I still can't sell CBD enriched alcohol, which is definitely a way better, safer alcohol, because the FDA is completely fraudulent. And then the minute you criticize someone, they just say, is this guy popular? Why, if this guy was somebody, he'd be popular. The only thing that matters in life is to get popular. A little blue check on Twitter, a little check mark on your YouTube channel, that is the only way you get recognition in the species. And so destroying my reputation and my ability to access my credentials has truly destroyed my entire life. Still endangering my life with my neighbor, so I call up the local property management guy, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna let it go, but just amazing. I exist, I intimidate people for existing, and then they blame me and call me a threat, and it's everyone from my parents, my brother, every old friend I used to have, every teacher, every guardian, everybody. It's just everybody. Then when I talk about it, it gets worse because they don't like to hear that their behavior isn't great. And so it's just a cycle that will never end. And so I phoned up the FBI, obviously. Again, you're not allowed to report crime in the United States of America. Anytime you say anything false or fraudulent about history, you are going to be prosecuted. And so everybody involved. I'm not threatening anybody, I'm not calling for threats or violence whatsoever. Treason must be met with capital punishment. Restricting scientific information is killing millions and millions of people every single year in the United States alone, strictly because you won't prescribe cannabis. I'm not asking. You guys are not scientists. Let's put my credentials in my capacity versus yours. I don't want a piece of paper, we're going to sit at a whiteboard and just start deriving logic. And I already proved the foundations of all science, so I don't know what you're going to do besides literally just steal from me or just sit there dumbfounded. And so at some point in our society, we have to let the people that are actually competent, that have actually worked hard, that have actually put in the discipline to get more progressed, to develop themselves in a place of authority. But we would never do that because that would require us to change our behavior. And so one of the FBI operators, and I talked to a bunch of these absolute fucking idiots. And so again, they make 40 grand a year. They have no legal background. They have no understanding of the law. It's just a windmill of like maybe you might be allowed to have the potential to maybe have the ability to kind of apply to report a crime. And I've been documenting it publicly, and it's just so insulting. And the fact that you guys even pick up and act like they say like it's the law. The law, there are no laws. There are no fucking laws in this fucking world. But this one nice, lovely African American lady picks up the phone and is talking so slow because she probably has a 0% education And then she raises her, I was like, my crime's already been documented. I document it every single day. I've written to you guys. I've come to you in person. You guys just act like I don't exist. The last time I tried to physically approach the FBI agent, they literally cleared their belt and said, what Constitution? After saying you could go publish that anywhere. Awareness of guilt, refusal to do your job, every 2 weeks steal taxpayer dollars, and go fuck your wife in a stolen fucking bed. So, every single law enforcement officer that I've interacted with, from the operators to the managers to that dude that was on Vox that said it's intimidating. I'm a he, him. Those are my pronouns, he, him, not it. But you guys, again, stop educating yourselves when you were like 15, so now education literally scares you because of the historical implications of you being fucking idiots. And so capital punishment for all law enforcement officers that I'm interacting with, every single one of these people that are involved in this we can do whatever we want group, capital punishment. And if you don't honestly take responsibility for your actions, your children that go to school and take one of those pieces of paper that says they're accredited, that is fraud. Did they cite their sources? No, that is fraud. I will come for their pieces of paper, and they will be felons. And then we can play, oh, you can't get a job. I can't get a job. You guys have ruined my life. And what you've done to me, I will do to you. If you guys do not get punished for your actions, you won't change them. I've never met a single person capable of it. And I'm talking to this lovely FBI operator who, again, has the IQ of 40, and her words per minute speaking are like, 3. Is like, she just literally starts going, sir, sir. So at which point I start using some very nice words that end with hardy, R. And she's like, so she literally goes to me, she goes, say that again. I was like, you just raised your voice at me, ninja. And she's like, I did not raise my voice at you. But she said like, say it again. Like, what are you going to do? On a recorded line on my end and yours, as the FBI operator, you're going to threaten me? Free speech? I'm just saying a word. It's free speech. I'm not inciting violence. But you're going to threaten me as an FBI operator. Okay, put your badge down. Come threaten me in my house. See how that goes. But regardless, again, and she literally starts denying that she was raising her voice at me. And then she goes, gets her supervisor. I'm like, I'm actually trying to report crime, you dumb. Nice words. And again, it's because once my life is destroyed and you guys can't hear words you don't like while you're literally defiantly not doing your job in direct violation of the United States Constitution, and then every news station talks about the law like it's some fucking real thing. Just say national security and you can do anything you want. But you have to be on the in team. I just watched this video with, some random podcast with a CIA dude. They talk about like the CIA recruiting process. The way you have to be is you have to be a bitch. You have to take orders. They say you don't want quiet voice, but you have to listen to authority. You have to be a fucking slave to whatever national security thing and go be a bitch and go shoot this guy in Afghanistan. Fucking cowards, man. Absolute trashiest fucking cowards. You serve nothing. You don't fight for American rights. I'm an American. Where are my rights? Where's my property? No publication, no identification, no acknowledgement. Just a way to pay my bills so I can comfortably eat dinner and do my research. No. And so that was a lovely interaction, getting threatened by the FBI for saying words after she raised her voice at me while destroying my life. So that was fun. But then again, I call them a bunch. But then I call one in D.C. and I'm literally like, I'll pay you $10 million to prove the United States government is killing its own citizen. And the guy's like, whoa, what's your name? I need to get some information about this. And I was like, I'll pay you $10 million to prove that the United States government is killing people to cover up science. And then he's like, oh, that sounds completely outlandish. Again, David Grush, or whatever the Grush dude is, has testified in front of the Attorney General or Investigative General under oath that they have. So it's like coming directly from the government that has given them clearance to talk about it. So it's like, do you guys watch the news? Are you guys living under a rock? Of course they are. Of course they are. But it is true. I mean, it's documentedly bona fide true and demonstrated in front of Congress, not even from me. But then he literally says to me, call 911 if this is an emergency. I'm not raising my voice. My voice, again, learning to sing is absolutely the worst thing I've ever done. So in some way, just the resonance quality of my voice scares people. And then I have to talk to people, and it scares them, and they call me a threat. So he literally is like, call 911 if this is an emergency. Again, I'm not raising my voice. I'm just trying to report crime. But if you say the American government's killing people, which they did, and they do, I don't know about anymore, but it's bona fide out there in public discourse, testified to Congress. So if you just state the news facts to the FBI, they'll have no education. They'll just say, what, are you a threat? Are you a threat? Oh my gosh. And he's like, seek mental help. If one more motherfucker tells me to seek mental help and all I need is a fucking paycheck, I'm going to ruin your lives. I have your voice. I know where you work. And he's like, okay, do it. Do it. Okay, brother. Brother at the DC FBI office. When you figure out who the fuck I am, when your dumb, dirty fucking kids go to school and they can't open their mouth without citing me, that's theft. So again, it's capital punishment for all law enforcement agents at any level. that is doing this to me, or doing this in general. I mean, this is truly global treason. Everyone is sabotaging the well-being of their own countrymen because they will not do their jobs and disseminate scientific information. They can't. They won't. They can't. They don't. They can't. They won't. The Catholic Church is never going to teach the truth about history. The FDA is never going to teach the truth about science or about healthcare because they don't get it and they don't accept it. You can just say no and rely on the insecurities of your group. My old fucking worthless friend Tim Doom, we don't need to keep talking about this. This is the only problem in the whole fucking world. Play games and come all day. Sports should be banned. Sports should not be allowed to be played until people cannot fucking function like adults. And so, those were some fun interactions with the FBI. But you guys are committing treason legitimately. You've destroyed my property legitimately. It's posted publicly. That bar and restaurant's been operating for 2 to 3 years or whatever. My alcohol company's been restricted from a product for years now. And so, yeah, work hard, innovate, and then every incompetent American will snuff out everything you've ever fucking done. And so, those are it for the most of the updates, again, about current ongoing criminal activity to the point where I cannot live above literally poverty level, and I've never made a livable wage in my entire life. And so, moving on to talking points and the rest. So I have Omerta e Silencio. And so, reacting to, people acting like the mafia, don't even acknowledge this organization exists. Now, you put that at the global level, right? When you're a high schooler, when you're in grade school, you can't imagine being in high school, you can't imagine driving a car, you can't imagine having autonomy from your parents. When you're in high school to go to college, or from high school to college, you couldn't imagine the freedom you had at college. Now, from college to the workforce, you couldn't imagine having the freedom of having a job or having your own complete autonomy of your finances. Or going from college to owning a business. You can't imagine from having a salary or just an hourly wage to dividends or disbursements from a company. Then you go from that into the government, and now it's not about making money or about playing soccer or talking about professional soccer or something. But now you're defending the country. And so now you get access to these secret, these engineering projects where you know that the science of Earth is not very much, and you have to protect human beings. You don't think that the brotherhood, the bond of, not talking about stuff isn't stronger there? Of course it is. But the average layperson, again, reacting to all of these, UFO things seem to hit the top page of Reddit quite a bit now. There's every dumb fuck in there just like, we need definitive evidence, we need definitive evidence. The definitive evidence has been posted on the internet for years, and people just won't just accept it. I mean, it was 2017, the Pentagon officially came out with the saucers. It was like, these are definitely not human-made, and people just seem to forget that. That wasn't anything to anybody. But again, they have attention spans for 2 years, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, and once 2 years go by, it never happened. And so people they mistake scientific skepticism for just flat-out denial. And so again, it's like once they say, and again, all of these background things are all cleared. Like they're all whoever's doing this shit is like, you can say this, you can say that. Well, we don't want to talk about the underwater submersibles, the one with the scales on them. Those ones, why not? Of course they're under the fucking water. But I just want to hammer that point home. And again, once I don't give a single fuck about aliens or UFO disclosure. The only thing I care about is a livable wage. Once I have a livable wage, I'm done and I'm off the map and I'm going to live as a recluse because this society is so fucking disgusting. It really is. But I had some good music. Where did good R&B go, man? I watched Tank, Tiny Desk concert with Marquise Houston. Absolute throwback bangers. That's why I covered Maybe I Deserve. I haven't heard that song in a while. That was a classic. Who was I crushing on then? It was definitely Montana Honig. That would have been like sophomore year of high school. So it's definitely that song with some throwbacks. But I thought that was a great Tiny Desk concert, and I thought that was fun. Uh-oh, guys, we have, again, more people that are committing treason that must face capital punishment. There's no ands, if, buts about it. Mark Cuban dunks on Joe Rogan about some doctor and Elon Musk. And then they talk about debating RFK Jr. about vaccine efficacy. I just have the screenshot of the post. Let me pull that up. But it's Dr. Hotez, which I have seen on just major news stations. But Mark Cuban says, way to talk in generalities, Joe. Not saying there aren't a lot of fucked up things about pharma. That's why we created cost plus drugs. But to ignore that the same industry has saved to know who knows how many lives is bullshit and you know it. It's also disrespectful to all the doctors, researchers, and medical professionals that dedicate their lives to saving lives, like Dr. Hotez and the 800,000 plus doctors in the country that believes vaccines save lives. I don't believe vaccines save lives. I know vaccines work. There's nobody that's going to teach me dick about biology. Nobody. But I don't have any sort of authority. I don't have a blue check mark on Twitter, so no one cares. Not popular enough, to have a science proof, which has nothing to do with opinion. You aren't trying to find the ground truth on vaccines. If you were, you would bring on somebody who focused on debating the issue like the real truther. Trying to bully Dr. Hotels is ridiculous. You have producers that will prepare you and you get to control the conversation. Robert Kennedy Jr. also has a staff ready to prepare him, and these topics are what he talks about in every speech. Let's be very clear, Robert Kennedy Jr. can't speak. I try to listen to that fuck for like 5 seconds, and it's like, you guys know who Mr. Hands is? It was the dude that died because a horse railed him in the butthole. It's as if he was Mr. Hands but got railed in the mouth. His voice is so fucking hoarse. So, Robert Kennedy Jr. can't talk or debate, just physically. Let's be clear about that first. You both do this on a daily basis. Dr. Hotez works every day to find ways to help people. No, I freaking work every day. You guys don't actually work all day. You don't have the mental capacity to actually work all day. I actually do. It is a real physical thing. In the same way having a 40-inch vertical is a real physical thing. Being able to think and proof like me is a real physical development. Joe, you and Elon Musk's Twitter are the mainstream online media, and your platform have become everything supposedly wrong with MSN. And Mark Cuban, you don't disseminate scientific information. Elon Musk is an absolute fucking quack. Joe Rogan, and all of you must face capital punishment. You have platforms, you have the ability to inform people, you're in direct violation of the United States Constitution. It is your fucking fault. When Eric Weinstein laughs and says, oh, you'll go to jail, those people are going to die for capital punishment, for treason. You are driven by self-interest, just like you are, Mark. Why don't you disseminate scientific information? Why do you pay Peter Patton fucking money every single fucking 2 weeks? We want to acknowledge I exist. Is that not out of self-interest, Mark? Is that not out of self-interest? Science doesn't help people? So why don't you shut your fucking mouth and you do something, old man? Well, that's right, because you're a coward. You are a bitch. You are a fucking loser. And Alexis is now old enough to sue. Fuck your family. Just do your job, man. Just do your fucking job. You have, just like MSN has always been accused of, but you both have earned that right. You busted your asses to get at where you do and earned all you've accomplished. See, I don't do this dick sucking. I don't do this compliment at the end. Fucking die off. You committed treason. You caused grave danger to our fucking species. Die. You've accomplished so much. What the fuck has Joe Rogan accomplished? Fear factor? Fighting? Getting privilege. Getting privilege is an accomplishment. Play games and come all day. Who has got the biggest paycheck? Who's the most popular? Brad criticized people. He deserves to suffer. Just like my mother and brother say, I deserve to be tortured because I get mad when people destroy my entire life and they're so fucking stupid in direct violation of the law. I deserve that. I deserve to be treated like shit. But don't lie to yourselves and all of us and tell us you are different. You aren't. And neither are you, Mark. You guys are all fucking committing treason. And treason must be met with capital punishment. If there was no punishment, you will not change your behavior. Yeah, Mark, you've been talking about acting out of self-interest. Why don't you acknowledge that I exist, Mark? I email you every fucking day. Oh, that's right, because you're all fucking hypocrites. So I'm glad that's going on. But vaccines absolutely work. There's no meaningful difference between mRNA and weakened down cells. Doesn't matter. You're not going to teach me about biology. And forget vaccines, forget aliens, forget UFOs. Just here's the Constitution, here's my property. Let the world know I exist, and we'll go from there. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Big celebration. It's always great to remember the day that Abraham Lincoln reluctantly freed the slaves as completely as a political move as documented by every historical document Abe Lincoln has ever produced. So yeah, nothing says and we should treat people with respect, but all the freedoms that we have, I have none, I've never had any. I get denigrated, disrespected every 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months because of it. But historically, Abe Lincoln had no interest in freeing the slaves whatsoever. It was a completely political move. And it says I watched a little bit of PBD's reaction to the Mark Cuban, Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, Hotez, RFK stuff. And it says, PBD says, Joe Rogan says one thing and the army shows up. Correct, and when you don't say anything, you kill a bunch of people. Just say Brad's name, just let me pay you $10 million. $10 million fucking dollars, $1 million down, ready to go, my assets are public. Please let me live my fucking life. But, and it says, or name someone to debate RFK Jr. I will debate anybody on anything. Anything. And I will present proofs empirically. Within one sentence, you'll be speechless. You will literally be speechless. Oh, 1 killed and 22 hurt in Juneteenth shooting in Illinois. Again, Juneteenth is the 19th. Today is the 25th. It's about 7 days ago. Or, no, 6 days ago. Math is rocking pretty good today. Calculation, again, proof is math. Calculation is fucking rounding errors. But cool beans, glad we're still doing the shootings. Andrew Tate is indicted on rape and human trafficking, as well as organized crime. I'm surprised that dick suckers Michael Franzese and PBD haven't come out and they're just trying to teach him how to be a man. Again, either rape people or did it. If he did, kill him. Again, not an incitation of violence. I'm speaking as a judge. I should have a black robe and in the law and be able to influence the world, but I can't because everyone's just fucking disgusting. So I don't give a single fuck. It is what it is. What are the charges? What is the actions? What is the punishment? 5 people aboard submersible that has gone missing with only 5 days of oxygen left. The search continues. Obviously not anymore. They were exploring the Titanic wreck. The Navy said they heard the explosion or implosion but didn't say anything about it. So that's pretty interesting. But yeah, they all died. I would not get in one of those fucking submarines. They're just not worth it for me whatsoever. But that was a big thing in the news. A lot of people followed that. It was at a depth of 13,000 feet. The nuclear warships or whatever, which I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, kind of regular submarine without a nuclear warhead, go deeper than one with a nuclear warhead. I would suppose so. Less chance of an explosion. But they go down about 3,000 feet or something. But you've all seen the things. I did find a cool little scrolly thing on Reddit that just showed the different marine life that lives at different depths, which I thought was fun. But yeah, they all died. They're confirmed dead now, 5 of them. One of them was a 19-year-old, just trying to make dad happy on Father's Day, and died. Classic. Estonia becomes first Central European country to legalize same-sex marriage. Who cares who fucks who? What? Oh, I know, selfish people that want to project their insecurities into the world and call them values. That's who. It's all of those people. They're all worthless. Everyone doesn't know how to behave. So the people that walk by me and tell me to be nice, absolutely not. Mock everybody, denigrate everybody, treat them with equality. My life has been destroyed by these people. Why would I be polite to them? Hunter Biden pleads guilty to federal crimes, misdemeanor for taxes and potentially a gun charge. Prison time unlikely, and they expect the gun charge to be dropped. I don't give a fuck. Again, crimes are crimes, actions are actions, punishments are punishments, law is law. Do that. And everyone just plays politics. It's just fucking trash as fuck. But nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's just tit for tat, my team versus your team, this guy versus that guy, and everyone just says that's what everyone else is doing, and everyone's just hypocrites. It's been this is the only thought that has ever gone through my head, because it's true. And it's how the fuck do I get away from this shit? You can't, because nobody will let you. Brett Cooper is honestly ugly as fuck. She has the saggiest tits ever and can't fish. I watched her and Michael Knowles, or Matt Walsh, go fishing. Wow, she's kind of decent in the face, but seeing her stand up was yuck. With some very saggy tits for a 20 or 21-year-old. And again, be nice. No, she's a YouTuber. She has a career. And she's 21, and I'm going to be fucking 30 in 2 months. And I can't fucking pay my bills or fucking eat properly. And you guys don't disseminate scientific information? Capital punishment. The end. But it was what was I going to say? Oh. Welcome back to the comments section, everybody. I'm Brett Cooper. Find me one video where she doesn't do this hand shit. Just one. I'm Brett Cooper. Welcome back. You're committing treason. I want you to face capital punishment. Elon Musk says cis and cisgendered are considered slurs on Twitter. Repeated targeted harassment against any account will cause the harassing accounts to receive, at minimum, temporary suspensions. Elon Musk, the free speech absolutist, as someone who doesn't give a fuck about pronouns, who doesn't give a fuck about being respectful in general under the right circumstances. I'm not going to walk down the street and just be disrespectful. If you disrespect me, it's fucking on. And so, Elon Musk is he's just a fucking weirdo. I'm so sick of that guy. I'm so sick of Mark Cuban. I'm so sick of everybody in the fucking news. Capital punishment for Elon Musk. He has a platform. He has the ability to influence the world. Not disseminating scientific information kills people. Must face capital punishment. Musk must face capital punishment. Nice. More than 300 Pakistanians died in the Mediterranean after a fishing trawler capsizes en route to Greece. They were illegal immigrants. I don't know. Made the news. Yeah, not much more to say that. Patrick Bet David becomes a minority owner in the New York Yankees. Only in America, the sauce. I hate the host of the PBD podcast. You have Tom, who, again, dude, Bangs went out in like fucking 2002, brother. And then you have Vinny, who, again, I'm surprised he hasn't, I don't know, died from a coke overdose. You have Patrick Bet-David, who snorts America every 3 minutes. And you have the Sauce, who, again, retired from clubbing at 45. And so, again, it's an enlightened group of people. But, again, just projection. They literally talk about only in America. Only in America can you post 200 lectures offering $10 million for constitutional rights, and people get offended by the way you speak, so they torture you more. That can only happen in America. But, well, yeah, my LinkedIn post. I'm going to read you my LinkedIn post because I'm absolutely not kidding or exaggerating about anything. Again, trying to it's futile to try to start a career or business in a country with absolutely no laws. But Mother Dearest doesn't think that 50 different fucking professional people have approached me about this stuff, confirmed it to me, and because of the mathematics implies all of this engineering stuff that is under top secret, super global government conspiracy, she doesn't think it's true, which is extremely, extremely disrespectful. But here's my LinkedIn post. I am open to any opportunity. 100,000, 200,000 to buy any existing profitable business in the Columbus, Ohio area, or to join an investment group for more expensive acquisition. Willing to be an operator, not just a financier. I have multiple PhDs in all natural science research. 40-page thesis with 450 plus lectures published on YouTube demonstrating fundamental results in every domain. Shout out to all the academics pointedly aware of my work, acting like I don't exist. All I ever wanted to be was a math teacher. Go to school, work hard, and get a job. LOL, how? And honestly, before I went to university, again, to be a department head or to be in an academic university, not in America, is like my wet dream. Nice big parks, facilities, a learning, allegedly, but that is always what I wanted to do. I mean, seriously, not always. Again, I want to make money. That is what I want to do. And I have so many skill sets and careers. It's just like something fucking work. A job anywhere close to my appropriate credentials. Seriously, why can't Mark Cuban or one of these people where I get on the internet or CNBC and Andrew Ross Sorkin's like, we're all learning about language, everybody knows. Why can't somebody without any acknowledgement just give me a fucking job then? $50K to be a remote worker over here, I'll do it. I'll do fucking anything. Kevin Gates, King B, I bought you a chain and they're making it rain on you. Well, where is it? I want Kevin Gates to be put to death for capital punishment. I want Kevin Gates to face capital punishment for treason. I want Julie Fallis to face capital punishment for treason. You acknowledge me in art as some sort of like, thank you, die. Die. I have applied to hundreds of jobs without a single meaningful response. Do you have a company expanding into another country that no one wants to relocate to? I will, and I'm fluent in 7+ languages and I've studied 35. Do you have a job listed for 80K? I'll do it for 60K. Literally. I'm not trying to build a career. I just want enough short-term cash flow to be able to do my fucking research. Anything. I have 11 YouTube series of educational content simply needing distribution. I'm open to paid distribution. My channel has 850 videos, including the science videos. The IP also includes a music portfolio and lessons with 200+ videos. I have patented CBD-enriched alcohol with a company incorporated that still awaits a product because the FDA is utterly incompetent and has no ability to prioritize science. $4 million valuation down the drain. Freedom in America. I have senior expertise in all things business, entrepreneurship, science, law, history, linguistics, science again. 10 years of building business has presented zero opportunities for growth. Literally fucking zero. Any help or opportunity at all. And I got 2 likes. Cool beans, who liked it? Just some, not even real people, just like generic accounts. And so that was my LinkedIn post, to which I received nothing. And I love to see it. My mom likes and reshares every one of my brother's posts. And that is my post trying to start business. And my mom is putting financial stress on me because she doesn't think these people have approached me in person. Because it's a mix between, she doesn't want me to be more successful than her. 2, science actually like scares her. And so when I say I solved a big science, my mom literally says, you know, me and my, like, talking about my dad, well, we both agree there's some value here. And just that statement, like, so you with no academic experience whatsoever are going to tell me what the implications of theoretical research is? Because they hear me say that I've solved these big problems and they think, well, somebody would have done something. Yeah, it's all of the people covering up alien technology. Those are the ones doing stuff. And so mathematics in La La Land with Terence Tao and Edward Whitten is jerking around on a whiteboard. Science in my world, it's like, here's a secret France team, here's an organization you guys didn't know exists, here's this technology, some guy's gonna walk past me in my apartment saying, everything you say checks out. I'm gonna look into that, what'd you find? How about the rocks in the water? I already know about the water, how about the frozen water? Is that a rock? The ice. Anything, guys? Oh. What's happening at the bottom of the ocean? What's going on down there? Navy, what's going on, guys? But Just insanity. And so then my other post was just completely legitimate, which was I posted yesterday. If I'm not paid or published by my 30th birthday, all of my research, IP, lectures, lessons, and property will be destroyed. Absolutely not joking. So I have half of the Charles Dickens book down there that's again graded with about a couple thousand theorems, and then I will 100% be burning that. I will be burning the Bible. That's not a historical or religious statement. There's my work, and that's fundamental. And the person that solved all science is only going to live once and touch this book once. I'm just going to burn it because fuck it. But I'm going to burn the handwritten first principle derivations of the millennium problems of the unifications of the natural sciences. It's my property, returned to me in my lifetime. If it is not returned to me in my lifetime, I want the fucking army to come out and burn it the fuck down. And that's serious. If my life doesn't matter, my research doesn't matter. So this is your last legitimate chance. You guys can keep calling me a young, mad kid. Am I young at fucking 30? I'm a grown-ass man and my life has been destroyed because you guys don't know how to fucking behave. You whore around from 18 till 50 or until you're dead. And so... and then I'm going to live as a recluse again. Once I can comfortably pay my bills into the future definitively, bam, all of my stuff comes off the internet. You will not learn from me. You will not have any access to me. Fuck you and fuck your families. You've destroyed my life. I have no meaningful personal connections. Never have. So you have until September 10th. If not, I have to get a low-paying job because my back is fucked. I smoke cannabis, and that'll disqualify me from a lot. So why can't somebody pay me my money that I've rightfully earned, or come out of the woodwork and give me a job offer? What difference does that fucking do? But just a couple more from the PVD conversations, and again, I hate your podcast. You guys are absolutely illiterate fucking idiots. But the stupid fucking dude who's like 55 that still rocks gelled bangs, Tom, says, if you have the facts, you're running to the microphone. Yes, correct. I'm on part 200 of just this lecture series. And again, this will be like my 852nd YouTube video, I think. He says, he's talking about Hotez, and he's like screaming, you are a coward, sir. Tom, I'm demanding you be put to death for fucking treason. You are a coward, and you're not a sir, you're a bitch. You're a fucking loser. You have no original thoughts of your own. But what's in my headphones? I had some good drops. This Wild Life dropped a whole album, Never Fade, 2023. I think they called it acoustic emo or emo acoustic music. Fucking love it. Fucking love it. The acoustics and then they kind of like the angsty lyrics. Absolutely love it. So definitely recommend that whole album. Nako Bear and My Medicine for the People dropped a song called Dichotomy. I like that one. It's a 2023 song. Young Thug dropped an album called Business is Business. I flip-flopped on Young Thugger Girls or Thugger Girls was an absolute slapper of an album. It was like 2018. And after that, he really fell off for me. But I listened to some of this one and I liked it. I didn't listen to the whole thing, so I don't know. I'm not going to say every song's a slapper or whatnot. There was definitely some on there, like the one with 21 Savage I liked. But I thought this was better than some of his other albums, not as good as like Thugger Girls. And then Bring Me the Horizon, Amen. It was a song released in 2023, which I thoroughly enjoyed. So those are the new songs hitting my headphones that I like. New YouTube comments. And also a new channel I like, The Lingualizer. It just does different geography quizzes, which I enjoy doing myself. Not very good at them, but I try my hardest. So I did get some new YouTube comments. Again, all the way up to a whopping 65 subscribers. But where are my comments at? I got some good ones for some new ones. So I got one comment on my movie review, the Day the Earth Stood Still. Maggie Moon says, literally just finished watching it. The kid was annoying. So that was the first response I actually got where engaged with the content of the video for a movie review. And so I like that one. And then on my Shutter Island movie review, it says, what is the injustice you speak of? And they say, my direct violation of my constitutional rights, ruining my property, well documented all over my channel, offering $10 million for a solution. And so that's the injustice I'm speaking of, again, being the scapegoat and victim of crime when I know personally chiefs of police, personally people that work directly for billionaires, personally for people that have legal obligations. But then I got a comment on my Matthew 21 through 28 Bible read through part 99 from Power Cashew. It says, hey Brad, nice to meet you. I don't think it's a coincidence that I came across your channel randomly. Oh no, you're going to spread the good word to me just like my uncle's going to do. From some of your comments in this video, I take it that you don't believe in what the Bible says about Jesus. First of all, I don't believe in anything. I have reading comprehension skills. You guys read this thing from cover to cover. There's nothing to interpret. There's no belief in anything. I prove things. This is a historical proof. This is all one big fucking proof. Because the attention span of fucking 2 seconds. But the Bible doesn't. I do believe what the Bible says about Jesus. Just you haven't read it, right? Jesus himself says he's not God multiple times, every single time. Everything changed for me once I believed and took him up on his word. On his word, speciality, sensuality. That is the word of Brad. They're just referencing word because this person, which I believe his name was Aaron or Aaron, and not Moses' translator dude. But that's just my intuition. You're never going to find a book or super verify that the existence of God. When someone says, does God exist? Well, he did exist. He was a person. He was really smart. People learned about his ability. They couldn't replicate it himself. And then they say, I'm the GOAT, right? God is the GOAT, the greatest of all time. And now we have Charlemagne the God, and this God, and that God. It's just an office. It is just a way to identify yourself as saying the GOAT of reason, of logic, of love, of caring, of being practical, of proving word. So, I would take him up on his word. Again, I'm a grown man that knows how to behave. I don't need other fucking idiots telling me, whatever. Again, there's no basis. This is like trying to have a conversation if the tooth fairy's real. It's like, no. There's no other conversation to have. It's either Jesus is a liar. No, Jesus is unequivocally the most prolific translator, again, of things that aren't written, of laws that aren't written down anywhere. The most prolific scientist of the time. Absolutely. There's no debate about that. That's why he's known. That's why he's a household name by everybody, right? Do you know Cardi B? But somebody in the Philippines doesn't. But everyone knows who God is, or at least the concept of it is spread throughout the entire species. So again, evidence speaks for itself. Jesus Christ is one of the most influential people in human history. Period. And so, yeah, no, I agree with that. That's what I've proven. That's what I have validated. Either Jesus is a liar, nope, or he is Lord, like he says he is. Correct. At the time, he's the most prolific translator. He can interpret doctrine and laws. Every single time when he's talking to these Pharisees or scribes, he talks in parables and he reminds them of the law. He's more educated than them. But he's not as prolific to, again, I'm estimating about 1,000 IQ points to prove law, prove axioms from first principles, no outside anything, and I do it without thinking. Literally. Or he is Lord like he says he is. Again, the most Lord, Lord in Christ. Again, Lord is like you can be the Lord of a land. You can be the Lord in mid-century England, right? And so God is a way higher concept of a single individual. Lord can be used just like a president. There's multiple presidents of different countries. There's different lords of different vassals, right? And so like he says it is, and he says, the only way you'll see is if you believe. Did I ask? I'm just reading a book out loud. Did I ask? There's nothing to respond to in here. So I just wrote back, or you have poor reading comprehension skills. Because it's plain as day. It's like the Son of God, it's all covered in that, but it's like those are the comments, and it's just amazing. People will never change their behavior. They can't. They can't. And so those were my new YouTube comments. Orcas attack Dutch team in ocean race, knocking them from 2nd place to 4th place. Clearly the Orcas had some money on the Dutch losing, so they had to cover the spread. But I also saw another one attacked in Spain. And again, I think it's again, who knows, but I'm going with one of the mama orcas got territorial or didn't have bad experience with the boat and is teaching the pod how to do that. So that's my guess. And you have juveniles of any species, so the youngins want to go knock something over. I bet they're going to be happy and doing the little orca squeal. You go ahead and do that. Oh yeah, that's the FBI dude. But then they said, I also said I'm a federal judge. And I am. I'm the highest merited judge in human history. In God we trust. Here is proven law. You can deny it if you want, but that is what that means. And I don't live in la land, I live in the real fucking world. And when the fucking la land can't accept the real world, they call me delusional, or crazy, or weird. Come interact with me, man. Interact with me on a personal level. There's no chance you won't learn something from me in 5 fucking seconds. But when you come at me like this, what's he doing? What's wrong with this guy? What? And you're like, don't you see you're the weirdo? Doing all the weird jerking off and the weird scrunchy face because you don't understand fucking anything? And so they said, no, I'm not a judge. So on record, I feel saying Brad is not a judge. I love it. Well, then if I'm impersonating a federal officer or a lawyer, come arrest me. Please. Whatever gets me in front of a judge. Because clearly I'm not one. My name is Brad. I am not a judge. But again, any operator, anybody of any extent of law enforcement that I've interacted with must face capital punishment for treason. Must. No exceptions. The Wagner Group to storm Moscow with 25,000 fighters, U.S. says claims are real. So it was real. It seems they've reached a truce or something as of, again, I think earlier this morning or yesterday. Today's Sunday, June 25th. Again, all my videos are uploaded on the day they're recorded. But just interesting linguistically, calling it the Wagner Group, right? It's spelled, where is this? It would be Wagner, so it'd be Wagner. So that's how it's spelled in Russian. So that's Wagner. So like, why do we put a W where the Va? The B letter in Cyrillic is the V sound. So why would they spell it Wagner, not Wagner? Wagner. I don't know. People can't translate. They just put out random shit because they're fucking stupid. Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg agreed to a cage fight? Treason. They have committed treason. They must face capital punishment. Logan Paul and Mike Malak have committed treason. They must face capital punishment. And Lex Friedman has committed treason. Must face capital punishment. Joe Rogan has committed treason. Must face capital punishment. Must. But again, it just sucks, man. My fucking life is so fucking ruined because people don't do anything to help me. And people get offended that I speak facts, and so they blame me for it and call me a threat. I like watching college admissions videos, even though I hate college. Just to see excitement, like to see people that think like they might have an opportunity. Like I told you the stories about me and my dad go around to all these colleges. That was truly the only week of my life where it felt like there was something to progress to in the future. And another quick story. I remember about my 10th birthday, because I remember turning 2 digits old. And I really remember my dad and my mom had a blue Chrysler van, and I think we had a red Explorer at the time. But I just remember my mom getting out of the van, coming home from work, giving me a hug, and I just remember thinking to myself, why do I only feel tolerated on my birthday? And I remember crying, really, really crying, mourning, crying. And this was when I was 10 years old, and I was realizing because that's the only time they didn't tolerate me. And it's just my birthday was the one day where it was I don't feel this profound level of just stress. And to this minute, this day, I still feel it, and all I need is a way out of my parents' insecurities because they don't know how to manage money. It's disgusting. My life is disgusting. And then they'll get offended that I tell these stories, and then they'll threaten me or assert any authority over me that they can. When our professional relationship's done, Mom and Dad, our relationship's done, we don't have one. We don't have one, and I've worked for it. I'm the more mature one. You guys simply don't know how to manage money. You think you're giving me money. You're not. I guaranteed you $10 million. But you don't believe that even though my contractually owed money is 12. And again, once the fallout of what that has done, it will blow up so fucking fast it's a joke. The global conspiracy restricts that, and then you say, oh my gosh, he's crazy, he says global conspiracy. They've come up to me 50 fucking times unsolicited. So thank you to the people doing that to me. Why can't you do something to get me money? A time frame. Simply a time frame for publication. Fuck publication, that's never going to happen. A job. Just something. But watching these college reaction videos is just how bad I wanted to be a part of academia, really. But then you realize it's just a fucking cult. It is just people playing games in the context of careers like anything fucking else. And so everyone's committing fraud, and then people just blame me for everything. My life is fucking disgusting. So another quick story to finish it off. Brian Asamoah II, a Vikings linebacker, 23 male, hosts first summer camp at alma mater DeSales High School. Stallions rumble. So a kid 7 years younger than me. I mean, I don't say kid as I don't consider 23-year-old a grown man, as I'm over here saying you have to teach people 18 and older as adults, but by your fucking behavior. And so, if you can get your head blown off at 18, you should be an adult at 18, but you have to demonstrate the maturity to be treated as an adult, which I did and everybody else did, and so they kicked me out of the group, didn't let me socialize. That's why I've never had a girlfriend, because I offended the other males in the group, and they thought I was too mature, so I'd be a buzzkill for not wanting to go to a club every night, blackout drunk, and listen to music so loud you can't have a conversation with a girl. So it doesn't sound appealing. Oh, well, now I'm kicked out of all social groups whatsoever. But it's just amazing. And then I'm matched up with Sarah Evans on my LinkedIn, who is the alumni coordinator. And so she's posts things like, look who returned to the pitch, and it's celebrating these people that are 5 grades below me. And it's I unified the natural sciences, and I honestly thought the community would come out for me. Right? George Floyd gets killed inappropriately, there's riots and protests. People are dying in the millions because we won't publish signs, and nobody will bat a fucking eye or peep a fucking word. And so it's like, to the sales community, you guys have ruined my life. Anybody with professional obligations to do something will be criminally prosecuted and financially sued within 5 seconds of me having access to anything. And Dan Garrett, Tom Newbert, and Robert Dvorak, I don't know, who cares? The current administration at the high school was the administration that profoundly abused and neglected me and my educational needs to the point where I'm making a video about it at fucking 30. So how bad I went out of this country. A time frame or a nice paycheck and I'm on a plane and I'm never coming back. Ever. Absolutely not. But again, it's just amazing to see how community works. Again, if you play games, they'll get drafted into the NFL. And then they'll throw parties for you, and they'll open you out with open arms. And when I solve science and I email Tom Newbert, he calls my parents thinking I'm gonna fucking shoot up the school because I made the most important mathematical discovery in human history. I'm surrounded by people too illiterate to accept that, and they call me a threat because, well, if you guys don't accept that, my life is over. And my life is over, and it's been over, and it's never gonna change. And so, that is it for today. I'm being profoundly and extensively tortured. My rights are directly violated. It is disgusting. It has ruined my life. And all I'm asking for, not even, I'm going to admit my work, I never publish my work. Never. Again, I don't want to teach this world. I don't want to be a part of this world. I want nothing to do with this broken, disgusting society. Find a way for me to pay my bills. I'm happy to work some bullshit fucking job. I can't seem to get one. I don't know who is competent enough to get a job in this country if I can. But I am being tortured. Like, that is what is occurring in my life, and just nobody cares because you guys can sit behind closed doors. You guys have validation over my life before I do. And you guys have it's just torture. It's just torture. There's no other words to exist to say torture is torture besides torture. And so, all treason is capital punishment, and all of your children that go to school stealing from me, if they've not cited their sources, if they are older than 12, if they have the ability to disseminate signed information, they're not, they are committing fraud as well. And they'll be punished as quickly and as fervently as possible. So you guys are ruining your own families, and I'm happy to oblige. So thank you for watching Language Litigation Integration, Part 200. Literally a 200-part lecture series about having my constitutional rights violated. And then everybody else just kicks me out of the group, act like I don't exist, and go back to La La Land. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Be making content until the end of summer, until September, and then I'm completely done with everything. And as soon as I can pay my bills, I'm off the map regardless. This world is fucking disgusting. Human beings are fucking disgusting, and all treason will be met with capital punishment. I don't care if they kill me, I don't care if they threaten me, get it done. Thanks for watching.